Hey everybody, we're back again to talk some more about our family vacation. Last time we talked about basically just like the ship and our impressions of the ship and the differences in other ships that we've been on. But this time we're going to actually talk about
vacation,
some good stuff. So where we left off, we were I guess we were at the parking lot at Walmart, but
yeah, we were.
In our story, we were pulling into Jamaica.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us what you thought about Jamaica.
I really liked Ocho Rios. I liked it much better than Montego Bay. Yeah. I thought it was prettier. It was more touristy. You felt safer to me, where you didn't feel like you couldn't go outside of the city. You know, you could wander around, and the people were super nice too. A lot of shops. I liked that. We got to go through all the little vendors and stuff, and I really wanted to buy a crab puzzle, but somebody wouldn't spend $400 on it. It's about like this big.
No. But we got a fan.
We did get no. Your son bought this fan because the lady said, okay. "Oh yeah, I do."
So we'll interrupt this story time for a tip.
Yes.
And what's the tip?
Now, say yes to everyone.
No. Okay, so when we went to Montego Bay back in October, no, we went in September. Back in September 2016, we went to Montego Bay, and we had been together for a while, but this was an educational vacation for us.
It was.
And one of the things that I learned about you is that you are super duper gullible.
I'm
not
a nice
gullible,
person.
But you are easily sold.
What are you saying?
not like but like
he's saying I'm nice to people and I engage with them instead of walking past them.
Here's the difference, and here's the tip, and it's the same way in Ocho Rios. It's the same way in Montego Bay. I'm sure there's other places where it's the exact same way. Cozumel's kind of that way. Yeah, Cozumel now, where their port is, it's kind of a sidetrack. Where their port is, there's more of an enclosed shopping area. So there's not like outside vendors just randomly sitting there.
Yeah.
But this is kind of like right when you walk through the little welcome tent. There's just vendors just lined up. And they are just
the same stuff too.
Yeah, they all kind of have the same stuff.
Yeah.
But they are very good at what they do, and they are very just kind of.
They're good salespeople.
They're good salespeople, and they'll have a fan, and the first thing they do is, "Hey, don't you want a fan?" And they'll hand you a fan. Now it's in your hand. You are done.
It's mine.
Yes, because and then they're smart because the person that they give it to is not the man who's scowling and walking past them. They give it to the bright and sunny, beautiful woman or the child, because they say, "Here, don't you want a fan?" And he goes, "Yes, I do." And that's his fan now, because now she plays with it and she fans herself and he fans himself, and they're they create a little bit of a bond, a little bit of rapport, and then she goes, "Okay, $20. And I'm like, no. So I go to grab it out of his hand. Immediately, it's okay, I'll take 10. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to fight. This is a educational opportunity.
And a souvenir.
And it's a souvenir. So I said, okay, whatever. I handed it. She probably would have taken 5, but I handed her $10. I said, okay, that's fine. Let's walk on. So we walked past the vendors, and then I proceeded to have a conversation with him that, in hindsight, probably should have had beforehand, but now we know. But it was good to have that whole interaction so he knows what I was talking about.
I think we did have that conversation with him, though.
Yeah.
We told him.
But the thing is that in the moment,
it's different.
Now you've learned.
Yes.
Because they're it is very hard to not, when somebody puts something in your hand, to take it. But now
they're very direct.
Very direct. And but you know, it's that persistence. They're very persistent, and they're very. I said all that to say this: they're very persistent, and they're very good at what they do. Very persuasive. So just be mindful of that, and don't be afraid to say no.
They won't be offended.
Also, no, they won't be. They hear no 500 times a day. And if you go to like on Carnival, they have their shopping show. They will tell you that. Listen, they hear this. There's 3,500 people on this boat. 2,500 of them at least are getting off of it. So they're going to hear no at least
1,500 times.
1,500 times. You know, and if they can sell to 1,000 people, they've had a good day. Okay, so
Especially
the number's probably going to be higher. Yeah, so if you just like, oh hey, you want this fan? Like, oh that is pretty. I want to get something from Jamaica. Okay, $20. A certain number of people are going to say, okay, yeah, sure, here, $20. Don't be afraid to say no.
Or you wind up with things like this.
Which it actually is a pretty cool fan.
It is.
Look,
but how much was it?
$10.
Going to be
$10.
20.
She asked 20. Yeah. So yeah, don't be afraid to say no because they hear no all day long. But if you like something, also don't be afraid to say, hey, look, I like this little trinket. I'll give you $5 for it. So we went out and we mapped out the couple of the shops, and then we came back and we got on our Jeep.
Yes.
And it was us. It was a 10-person Jeep. There was 8 of us. So it was us and then this newlywed couple.
Yes, from Ohio.
Yep, from Ohio. And so we went and
they just took off. Yeah. So there's a little ladder you climb up onto the back of the Jeep, and you get in its bench seats, and there's pipes and stuff you can hold on to, and there's seat belts, but they were pretty shady. I don't think that they really would have done anything. They drive on the wrong side of the road for us. So that was different. You just kind of cruise through the city, and you sort of can tell that you're on an incline, and you feel like you're going up higher. The views get different, and then all of a sudden you're in Fern Gully, which is just nothing but ferns and jungle and people on stilts that we pass breakneck speed.
Yeah, so this guy like jumped out on the Jamaica video. You can see when we were going through Fern Gully, and there's like
you don't have time to process stuff.
I forget how many hundreds of different species of fern are there, but it's really cool. It's a really pretty place.
It was, but on the excursion though, when they describe it, they make it sound like you go to Fern Gully and like you get to actually see it. You don't. You drive through it. So I mean, it's just all you see is what you can see from the side of the road, and it is pretty, but it's not exactly what it describes. So it's not peaceful. If you're going on that excursion to do like, oh, ferns.
This is not a relaxing.
All.
No, it's bumpy Jeep.
Yeah, you need to take an Advil before you go, just so you don't get a headache.
Then you go up the mountain. And you see, just beautiful views, great photo opportunities.
You can see the boat from the house that they take you to.
You go off-road a little bit, off some dirt roads. And then we went to...
We passed a school.
We went by this guy, what was his name? James.
King James.
So James lives on the side of the mountain, up at the top of the mountain. And he lives in this little metal shack, which has to be 1,000,000 degrees.
Oh, yeah. No air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No
and he's
windows.
like, oh, it's fine. It's get a good breeze. I'm like, no. There's no way. But he whittles little figurines. They're not like artistic masterpieces.
They're abstract and they're adorable.
They tell a story. Like this is...
Made in Jamaica, Jamaica crow. So this is a crow. This is his interpretation of a crow.
So it says right there, made in Jamaica, Jamaica crow. So this is something that he made and painted. But really, like I said, a lot of times with souvenirs, it's about the story to tell. And his story was really cool. He, lived on that mountain his whole life, and he talked about how he looked up to the sky and the sun, and the voice or whatever spoke to him, and he just had a vision of making beautiful animals. And so it's a sweet story. But so I'm like, okay, I'll buy one of your animals. Anyways, that was cool. And then we went up to a house.
Yes. In the middle of nowhere.
Don't know whose house it was.
Run down. There were goats. Oh, there's a baby goat too. It was pretty cute.
The baby goat's in the video as well. But that was a very awesome view. They had like a little overlook area.
It was like the end of the road, literally. You can't go any further.
You just go up the mountain as far as you can go, and it was at the top.
It was a bumpy ride, and they take you a different way down, but it's still gravel and potholes. And that's when we went to the coffee farm.
So, and then on our way down, we go to the coffee plantation.
Yes.
And they had coffee there, and they do a little presentation of, this is what a coffee bean looks like, and then you shell it, this is what it looks like, and then when you roast it, this is what it looks like, and it was pretty cool telling
they
about...
show you the product, the finished product of them ground.
And they have so much pride in their coffee, and how, Jamaican coffee is the best coffee in the world, and it's all organic. So, we...
went through a little town.
Yeah, we went through the little town, and then we went to the waterfall. What's it called?
Yes, Dunn's River Falls.
Dunn's River Falls.
And it was really cool. See, that I underestimated how cool that one would be. He had wanted to do that excursion originally, just to do something different. And we settled on a Jeep tour because it was kind of a mix of what everybody in our group wanted to do. But the Jeep tour was really bumpy, and it turned out Dunn's River was my favorite part. Yeah, the Jeep ride was neat. You get to see a lot of views, but that was just awesome. I didn't even have my bathing suit, and I got in. So.
Yeah. So, we didn't really, you can go with your group and, hold hands and climb the falls. We didn't do that because...
But I wish we did.
Just
We're going to have to do that
with
next
our
time.
group, we were, we went and looked at it because we were wanting to do some shopping, and time was kind of tight. So, we talked to our driver, and we're like, hey, can we go and just, kind of look at the falls and take pictures and then go back and go shopping? He's like, yeah, I'll take you back. But if you have time... definitely get in the water. The water was cool. It's
there
crystal
were pools
clear.
everywhere that you can just sit down in. Yeah,
Climb up the waterfall with your group. It was very good.
I want to go back and really experience it. In the pictures, if you're like me and you see on the excursion, on the website, it looks pretty flat. It looks like it's there's just a waterfall. You don't get the whole view in one picture. It cascades for a long time. I don't think you could get the whole thing in one picture. So that's what I was like, oh, wow, that is actually cool. Because in my head, I was like, it's going to be so crowded. That's just a wall of waterfalls. But it's a really long trek up. And there's different pools that you can stop at all the way up.
Yep.
And we held a spider.
Yeah, it was a...
silk spider, I think. It was this big. It was so weird. I can't believe I held it. I don't mess with spiders. And it was a wild spider. And oof.
So that was about it. We went back. We did a little bit of shopping.
Got super sunburned.
I did not get sunburned at all.
I got sunburned. I was the color of your shirt.
And then we did some shopping. We didn't get a crab, but we got a turtle. But that was it. We went back on the boat, and
it's a pretty port. When you're on the boat, the view is gorgeous.
Yep, because there's mountains basically all around.
You're basically in a crescent.
Yep. Which is it's funny because in the United States, in any of especially in the eastern United States, any of these ports that you leave out of, you leave out of North Carolina or any of the Florida ports or New Orleans, it's flat there. So when you leave, Miami has buildings, Fort Lauderdale has buildings, so you leave the buildings and you just go out to open ocean. When you come to these islands,
it's beautiful.
It's just, you're pulling up to a mountain.
Yes.